Hi everyone, it's Kirei here with a new layout for Bramble Fox, and I'm using a couple of the fabulous new sports sets that are available in the shop now, the Tea Time set and the Golf Element set. And then I'm also using Fox Cut number 106. It's the stencil called Punchinella. So I've pulled out the pattern papers. This is actually the Simple Stories golf set. It was like a small collection that they did. Now, I don't have loads of it left. I got sort of bits and pieces. Anyway, I have pulled out, I've got 8 photos, and it was of a recent, basically on the weekend, I decided my husband was just going to go down to our local small golf course. It's just like a 9 hole. And so I went along to caddy for him. And I can tell you now, I don't do that often, to be completely honest. But I thought it was a great opportunity to get some photos, so which I did. So I've got a variety of photos of our morning out, yeah. So obviously, I wanted to get those scrapped. So I have my white cardstock background. I've trimmed that down to create. So I've got a border there. Using that. It's a very dark sort of well, not even navy, dark, dusty blue. Pattern paper. And then I've got 2 strips. I've backed the photos with the same pattern paper in 4 strips. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of stencil detail here on the top left corner and the bottom right corner. And I'm just using Distress Oxide in Speckled Egg. And I'm just just going to create a little bit of background. And as always, I mean, I'm going to end up covering up most of it. But anyway, it's okay. I don't have a problem with that. I just like to have a little bit of detail just sort of popping out from behind. So yeah, so I'm just sort of working through here and making sure that I'm sort of happy with what it looks like. And then I've got some small bits and pieces of the pattern papers. As I said, I don't have loads of the pattern papers left, so I'm just going to sort of create a little sort of cluster behind each of my photo strips. Okay, so I did go back and actually add a little bit more stenciling, and now I'm just adding splatters in the same Distress Oxide colour. So, so I'm too impatient to let that dry, so I'm going to just pat it off in a minute. There we go, with some paper towel. That's okay. And then we can start to get my photo pieces cut down. Now you can see I'd already mounted. I've got those stuck down behind the photos, mainly because I had sort of pieces and what have you. So yeah, got those stuck down behind it. And then I'm just making sure I'm happy with the placement and that they are obviously very nicely straight. I could not possibly have wonky photos. Lifting up the edges, as always, I do. I mean, all the pieces of the pattern papers and the photo mounts are distressed, and then I just sort of lift the edges up again. It's really just for me, it's just about adding sort of texture and dimension to my layouts. Nothing is typically flat on, when I'm creating. Okay, so I've got that fabulous title, Tea Time, and I think it really pops against the white. So I'm going to leave it exactly like that. You could back it if you wanted to, but I am going to leave it like that because I think it works really, really well against the white cardstock background. And then I'm just pulling in pieces from the golf element set. I've got the flags at the top. I've got the golf bag. I've got golf club and ball, the tees. I've got the cap there, and then I've got the sort of silhouette of the person playing golf. So I'm sort of placing them in how I think I'm going to work, because I always start off like this, sort of put things down, and then I can sort of move things around until I'm happy with it, and then I can get everything stuck down. Now, these are the cardstock stickers that go with the Simple Stories golf set, and as you can see, I really don't have that many left at all. So I'm just pulling out some of the phrases there, and I've got fairway, putt, stroke. That long white one there says swing, swear, find ball, repeat. Um, so I've mounted all of those on foam pads. And now I'm starting to get things stuck down. So I'm happy with placement. Things do change slightly though. Not completely there yet, but I'm just going to get these pieces stuck down. And then I can, because what I was looking at as well is felt like I needed something else just to balance it, because I've got my photos, I've got the clusters, the embellishment sort of pieces around the photos, but I felt like there was something, I needed something else just to get a balance. So I will bring in another cluster to the top right of the layout. Okay. Right, I decided, oh yes, that's right. Decided to add in that second golf club there. I just liked how that looked. Get those little T's stuck down. And then I've got the yellow words. So what I was trying to do here as well was just balance colours, because there's quite a bit of yellow in the perspectives. Well, there's quite a few yellow perspectives, I should say. I just wanted to make sure I sort of had that balanced in the different places, so it wasn't all yellow in one area and none in another, just because that balances the layout and draws the eye across the page. So I've got the yellow at the top, next to the title, and then down on the bottom right, and I will introduce it on the top right as well. Okay, tea time is now stuck down. I can get the two flags stuck down. One of the yellow one says 1, and you can't see that so much in my video. And then the red one has obviously hole 19, the final. Okay, here's this final cluster here. So, and again, as I say, I did not have much left in the stickers here. So I've just had a few bits and pieces that I thought would work well to create a cluster along with some of the perspectives. And this piece here, this is just one of the stickers, and I'm just, with a lot of the stickers that I use, I often tend to de-stick them on the back and then play with them like that, because I don't typically tend to stick my stickers flat. Occasionally I do, but not all. Generally, I'll either raise them on foam pads or I'll curve the edges of them. So by de-sticking them, it allows me to manipulate them the way I want to. Okay, so I've got that sticker now set down. I've got some more of the perspectives in the T's, and I've got the word for as well. So I'm going to add that over there onto that right side, and then I've got the two T's, just making sure that's nice and straight, of course. You'll also find in the shop there is another sports set. So there is also a football set. So you've got the football title set, and then you've got the football element set as well. So you can find that all over on bramblefox.co.uk. I'll add my journaling over to the left there. And then I think I'm almost done. I did just go back and I pulled out a few star perspectives from my stash, and I did add those. And you'll see that here in the close-ups. There you go. I've just added one in each, sort of around the clusters. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching the process video and get some inspiration for using these fabulous new sports sets. And I will see you again in my next video. Bye for now.